Antifas, mobs, and the cuddles will never understand that America will never accept the dangerous and violent ideology that puts on full display every night, burning buildings, attacking innocent bystanders, and assaulting our police is not the America or the Oregon way.
Wow.
This November, it's up to you to decide what direction this country chooses. Will you allow radical leftists who wish to defund our police and export the chaos in Portland to communities across the country, or will you vote to support our men and women in blue and say no to dangerous radicals who embrace violence, mobs like Antifa? But you know what? I'm sorry. As your president, I support our law enforcement officers, and I will always put America and American value first. I will continue to fight for the souls of our nations and make America great again.
I'm sorry, what she said about him?
No, and like I said, if that was something that he could really promise, because right now all of this is like, this is.
He don't like us because we're protesting state and he don't like us.
Well, no.
He don't like us.
No, and there's a lot of people that say, okay, defund the police, but there's a lot of Democrat as well as Republican that says we don't really want to defund. We really like to educate. That's crime. It's mostly the reason why. Let me give you an example. I had a coworker with me, and we were driving to lunch, and I wanted to go to a place that was down in Northeast Portland, and the kids were getting ready to get out of school. It was like 1 or 2 or lunchtime or whatnot, and the friend I was with was white, and so when they come, there was a whole bunch of kids going down to the hamburger place to have their lunch or whatever. And so you know how they are. They're all laughing and stuff like that. They're goofing off and stuff and talking like all kids do. I mean, there was nothing really bad about it. But I saw that she got very fearful. She was like locking doors, even the back door. I was like, what are you doing? She goes, oh, I said, they're kids. They're going to lunch. And they're laughing. And they were, playing basketball. And the girls were sitting. There nothing violent did they even project, but the fear that she had of seeing more than 1 or 2 African Americans in one same space feared her. So think about it. Somebody would say a negative thing, and let's say if those kids were going to walk by her, she would be the one that would want to cross the street. Not because she's prejudiced, because she's fearful. She doesn't know what all these people are there, but we take it as you're being prejudiced because we would the kids.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. No, but it's sometimes just fear because then we went, back at work, same kids, they're doing the same thing that the African American was doing. They're going over there to Mickey D's and getting their thing. They're big old clunks of them. She had no fear whatsoever. She was just like. At the stop sign.
You're not proving her case of not being prejudiced.
No, I'm saying that she's
not
fearful.
That's not, to me, that's just prejudice. That's not fearful. It wasn't like they came up to her window and went, or, was shooting at her or doing anything violent. They talking to amongst each other, paying her a bit of attention. And you do that. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you can say that, but I guarantee you, when you guys went by your job and it was all the white kids doing that, and you like, hurry up, like that, she would have felt very offended. Very offended.
Yeah, I'm sure she would.
Okay.
I'm sure she would. And
she would think you
what
were
racist. What I'm saying is that the nation has that fear. It's not just here in Oregon. It's anywhere you go that's that way, unless people are known, like say they're in that area. We went to New York. Pointed out, we're black in New York. My kids are not scared of anywhere. But we went into New York, and they went into the subway, and people say, oh, be careful in the subway. Don't talk to nobody. It was just fear talking. They can't say the prejudice, they're black. They're black.
But
It's
it's
just-
everybody's in there. That's what I'm saying. New York is like a melting pot. So when you're saying that, there's a mixture of people that you're afraid of. It doesn't matter what color you are there because it's a mixture of people that you're afraid of because they act like New York is a place where you're just going to die. Period.
Okay. I agree. Okay, here's Joe
Did you see
Biden.
how this one talking about a bully? Did you see that?
No, okay, Joe Biden. Here we go. U.S. Senator, Newcastle Country Council Member, Delaware Public Defender Office. Joe Biden is running for president to unite our country, rebuild the middle class, and restore the soul of our nation. We're facing unprecedented crisis, a deadly pandemic, deep recession, racial injustice, and climate change. It's never been clearer how much election matters. With experience and empathy, Joe Biden will end the chaos and rebuild a fairer, more justice America. Biden has spent his whole life in public service, fighting for working families. As vice president, he led the 2009 Recovery Act, lifting our country from recession, rescuing the auto industry, and sparking a record 113 months of job growth. He fought to pass the Affordable Care Act, protecting 100 million Americans with pre-existing conditions, helped seal the Paris Climate Accord, and launched the cancer moonshot. We need some light up in here. Where did I go from there? Okay. And end cancer as we know it. He defeated the NRA, twice passing background check and a 10-year assault weapon ban. And he wrote the landmark Violence Against Women Act, transforming how government supports survivors. Biden has always brought people together to get big things done, and he'll beat today's crisis to build our country back better. As president, he'll work with experts and scientists to beat COVID. He'll expand the Affordable Care Act. That's my one thing I want. Making health care a right for everyone. He'll rebuild our economy by reviving American manufacturing buildings and clean energy future, boosting caregiving to ease the squeeze on working families, and making radical equity central to our recovery, creating millions of good paying jobs. In a crisis, character is revealed. And in this election, the character of our country is on the ballot. Biden has experience and heart to heal our division and restore American promise to everyone. Now I have to say, it's going to take a long time, but now you guys have to vote which way you want to go to. And that's your, you just put on your ballot which one do you think is more to your liking. There's other ones I kind of like Howie Hawkins, but because he just went down, it looked like what he did was all the problems, and he addressed all the problems. I said, yeah, I want that. I want that. We know what the problems is already, and when they do the debate, they keep reinforcing what each one didn't do and blah blah blah. But I didn't hear a clear, except for this is what they're going to do, how they're going to do it. But I guess they have to do that once they get in public. But I don't think nothing's going to change anytime soon.
Well, no, and it didn't make me feel you have to watch all the debates and stuff, but just reading the pamphlet and stuff, you're not getting your clear of who you would like to vote for, but, that's just me.
Then you got Michael Pence for vice president, he's already there, and then coming up as new is Kamala Harris. Kamala, you want to hear about her? Anybody want to hear about Kamala? Everybody knows about Kamala though. And we don't know about Michael Pence, but here's Kamala.
Okay.
Attorney General, of California, District Attorney of San Francisco, Deputy District Attorney of Alameda County. Kamala Harris has devoted her life to making real the words carved over the entrance to the U.S. Supreme Court: equal justice under law. The daughter of an immigrant, she was raised to believe in the promise of America and to fight until it's fulfilled for all Americans, until it's fulfilled for all Americans. As a district attorney, she stood up for crime victims and against the abuse of power. As California's first woman attorney general, she prosecuted human traffickers and transnational gangs. She tackled the gun lobby, defended the landmarks climate law, protected Obamacare, and helped to win marriage equality. She took on the big banks for mortgage fraud, winning $20 billion for homeowners who faced foreclosure and $1.1 billion for students and military veterans who've been scammed by for-profit educators. In the U.S. Senate, Harris has continued fighting for working families, for a $15 minimum wage, to reform cash bails and defend immigrants and refugees. On the Intelligence, Homeland Security, and Judicial committees, she deals regularly with our most sensitive national security threats and pushes daily to hold administration officials accountable. She is a fighter. I do have to say, Kamala is a fighter. Go ahead. No. The rest of it's just the same, pretty much the same thing. But she is a fighter.
You know, we talk about, of course, the Republican and the Democrats. Correct? Mm-hmm. Everybody agree?
Yeah.
Even though I see you guys are not on my camera, but I can see the computer. I'll talk to you about that one with you.
Okay.
But besides that, tell me about the libertarian, the Pacific Green, and Progressive. Why nobody ever talks about them? Are they just null and void and just here to waste some space?
Well, they never get enough to get on the.
Well, they're on the ballot.
Well, they're on the ballot, yeah, but yeah, that's all I see them on, though.
I'm just saying, why are you wasting my time being on the ballot?
Because maybe if a lot of people vote for them, there'll be somebody to reckon with, but. That's all I see
them vote. It's always been Republican and Democrat. I've never seen them go outside Republican and Democrat. It's always been them. So nobody's really voting the Libertarian, the Pacific Green, the Progressive. Nobody's voting them.
No. So my question is, do people really know about the people that's not Republican or Democrat?
No.
Yeah, well, they do once they.
Are they just people that just if I know the streets, okay, why don't you run for? I want you to run for president just because. We know you're not going to win. We just want you to, like that movie, Head of State.
Yeah.
Yeah, and by a fluke.
Yeah.
Only on television.
That's what I'm saying. So why are we wasting our time having them on our ballot if we're not going to? Nobody's ever looking at them. We don't see them on the news. I never even heard of these people on the news or saying that they're going to be on our ballot. I mean, this is the first time I've seen them is on the ballot.
Right.
And when you read, you only read about Donald Trump and his vice president, and Biden and his vice president.
Right.
I don't hear about any of these in my news or when I say commercial flashing, when they're doing debates. No. None of them. I don't hear about anybody.
No, they're not there. But they're on your ballot.
Why?
Because you can vote for them. And let me tell you, some of them get up there.
How are we supposed to vote for people we've never seen or heard of? I mean, you heard of Donald Trump before he was president.
Well, yeah.
We've heard of Biden because he was Obama was vice president.
Vice president.
But before that,
we
never really heard of him.
But that's what I'm saying. But if you're not, my thing is, which I think is very unfair, is that you only hear about the Democrats and the Republicans. You don't hear about these other. I never heard of the Libertarian. I never heard of the Pacific Green, and I never heard of the Progressive. I just never heard of them.
Well, here they are. So we got Joe Jorgensen. We have Howie Hawkins, which I kind of like Howie Hawkins because he did really good. he went and said,
well, look at them in your pamphlets, you guys.
what
You
they
got,
have 'em.
this is what makes me mad. I'm looking at the pamphlet here. And over here you got Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And then you see the vice president.
Yeah.
Then you got Biden, and
Yeah.
you see the vice president. You get to these other three. Now, they got vice presidents here, too. But you just see their name over there, just three names.
Well, that's, yeah.
That's
And
it.
then
There's
oh,
nobody else.
look at you.
And I don't know. Please vote for me.
Okay.
I know nothing about nothing. But I think I could be up there with Donald. I mean, I could be there.
You can remember.
Because I'll read and figure it out, and I'm not going to go off my heart.
Yeah.
So put Queen Lenora Hall in that blank. There's a blank one on your paper. Put me down, and I will be your president. You gonna be my vice president?
No, I don't have time.
Okay. So,
Oh, but I'll probably be a good one then.
okay, I'm saying.
So I don't have the time.
But Eli, you can be my vice president. You're not old enough.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
What would you guys vote? How would you guys vote? With all the with the Republican and Democrat, which one would you vote for? I mean,
Out of the two?
Yeah, out of the two.
Well, because
You sure can't do it as a party.
there are other parties. But
Yeah, there are.
But
What
you
would
can't
you
do it
do?
by limb.
Yeah, there are other parties. There's George. She's a yeah. She says she wants to reduce the healthcare costs without putting government. She's kind of like very. If you have to read it, she's very. I'm not gonna say too much and not that she's like middle road. I kind of like the people that.
I don't want middle road. I want to know.
I want to know exactly where you're going and
If I
stuff
like
like
it
that.
or not, I want to know what.
And that's why a lot of people like Donald Trump because he just says, I'm gonna do this and that's why I'm doing this. Well, I didn't do it, so I just didn't do it.
Which
And
I'm gonna say I'm
and
not a
a lot of
Donald
people
Trump.
like that.
I'm not a Donald Trump fan, but I'm just gonna say, you do like the honesty, regardless if it hurts people's feelings or whatever.
He's
It's
not honest.
the
He
truth.
just says that he's going to do
Well,
something.
he said he
and
ain't gonna do it. He ain't gonna do it. If he said he gonna do it, he gonna do it. That's honest to me. Now he might lie about everything else, but he honest about saying, "I'm gonna build a wall. I want the Mexicans to build it." Well, they ain't gonna do it. Well, we're gonna have to take some money out of our taxes to get this done. Cause we gonna get this wall built. Oh, keeps falling. Well, we're gonna figure it out. That's just what he is. He done tore up people's families, like Mexicans. I hear people always say, nobody talks about the Hispanics. Is it this Hispanic? Is that's the whole, thing? Okay.
Yeah.
They separate families and stuff. He said it and he did it. People talk about it for years. He actually did it. Now, do I agree with it? No, but he did it. So you know where he is. But a lot of people tell you what they're gonna do and nothing happens.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's why they are voting for Donald. Because
Except for Obama.
Obama did a lot, but
He
people,
did a
but a lot
lot,
of
but
people
they didn't give him the-
underestimated him because of the simple fact he had to do a lot of cleanup, and that's why
He
he's
did.
trying to tell
That's
you.
what I'm saying. He did.
Anybody who becomes a president got to clean up the last 4 years of the stuff that's there. And
He
then
got
they
a
can
lot
come
of
to bill.
stuff
But
done.
after his next 4 years, he did good.
He
We
sure
have
did.
free health care,
Yeah.
which we needed.
Yeah.
You know,
And I'm
and-
trying to take that back because that's the reason why I got like I like Joe Biden is because they're going because Donald Trump is like a kid sometimes. I didn't do it all the time. I didn't do it so I don't want it. Get rid of it. I said get rid of it now. Who don't want to get rid of it? You're fired. Get rid of it. And then what are you gonna do and put it in place? I don't know. Think about something else. But I just wanted to get rid of it, and it has no rhyme or reason because he don't like somebody. He don't like this one, so he don't want nothing that they have to say. That's where
Well, a lot of adults are like that.
yeah, well, no, a lot
That's
of people.
why they voted for him.
Yeah, a lot of people that.
But a
But
lot of them are, yeah.
he
What is that?
Obama was a really good president for America. It wasn't for just blacks or this and this, but he was for everybody. And a lot of people thought because he was black, oh, he's gonna be this, that, and the other. But he helped. He won the nation over by just doing the job like he was supposed to do the job. And the job is a hard job. Nobody can just be a president. You just can't just go.
Well,
You
look at Donald Trump. He was a business owner. Now he's president.
Well, yeah,
But
that's
that's
like a lot
what
of
he
people.
commented on my business knowledge can get America out of debt. That's what Donald Trump's
America.
first message was.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't.
Well-
His first message was to get us out of, and he's like, I'm a businessman. I know how to do it. But
That's
I
what
don't
he
think he understood that America and his business is two different things.
Yeah.
And that's something that people got to get in their head too, that American business. And the reason I'm saying that is because a lot of stuff, like I hear so many people go, well, black people go, well, Obama didn't do anything for the black community. And that's when I get offended because I'm like, well, what could he do for the black community? Because for them to do anything for the black community, what are we doing for ourselves? If he was going to dump money somewhere, where was he going to dump it? Because black people get jealous of each other and do all this stuff. So we have to start building our own area for people to dump money into. And then we need to stand up for each other. So other people to do it. It shouldn't be just other people outside the race standing up for it. As we need to also stand up for ourselves.
Right.
Period. I mean, that's just what it is. Then it's easy to put money somewhere because you have a place to put money.
Right.
You can put money in the Hispanics because they got stuff to put money into. You know what I mean? You can put it in even Africa stuff.
He did it in a lot of the schools and.
I know. I'm saying. I'm about to say from what people are always saying.
But people always.
And I always have to sit here and say, but he did more than what the last president did.
He did more than any of the presidents did.
I mean, my thing is, we in America, the land of the so-called free.
Right.
And we don't have medical, and if we do, we get medical bills, and it's hard to pay rent. We the land of the free. You can raise our rate and kick us out, so that's why we got tons of homeless people. I mean, in the land of the free, if you speak your mind, you can go to jail.
Oh my God, you know.
In the land of the free, I mean, we more in prison than the people that's supposed to be outside the other countries. They got all these other stuff, the apartheid and all that, holding them down. We are the land of the free, and we ain't able to be the land of the free.
That's true. Okay, here we go, you guys.
Have been circling.
Well, yeah. Well, the reason is if you're going to do the Democratic Party, then it's pretty much easy to do the rest of it because you're voting the Democratic Party. So, of course, you will go with Jeff Markley. And you want to know about Jeff?
Jeff Markley is a Republican. Jeff Markley?
No, Jeff Markley is
sorry.
He's a Democrat. He's for the working family. So he made the dogs bark.
They got upset because I went to the Republican.
Yeah. Well, no, and like I said, if it was anybody other than what's his name up there, I would do that because like he did the Jerusalem thing. He signed that for the Jerusalem, and that's why a lot of the Christians really like him, and he did a good thing. That was really good.
So wait,
capital. Huh?
So let's say you vote
Yeah.
whatever on the president, right? Democrat, Republican.
Right.
So you gotta vote that same way all the way through?
Yeah, that's their party. That's the crew.
Oh, so you can't say I vote for Biden, but I want the Republican over here. We can't tell them to switch jobs. We don't want you with the Republican no more. You need to be over here with the Democrats. We can't say that.
They all will work together because they have to on the nation. But yeah, you're gonna stick with your party.
Party.
You're gonna stick with your party. It's just like saying, oh yeah, I want Trump, but now I want Kamala, and then or I want Joe Biden, but I want Pence. Yeah, you can't take that.
Hi y'all.
What happened?
Hi Mother to be. Mom to 7. No braid, my winner. Hi. And my side first. Oh, you know I love you. Okay, guys, just wanted to say hi to you guys. Okay. So we know now. If you vote Democrat, you pretty much is done.
Well, that's the thing. If you vote Republican, then you got your Republican.
Done.
Right, and if you
What
vote
if you
Pacific, yeah, do you see it?
What's specific? But I don't see progressive.
Well, he didn't.
Didn't get enough votes.
I don't see him.
He didn't get enough of the whatchamacallit for that. Sorry. So you can get him in the federal office, and then he kind of disappears after that.
Yeah, and then you get Pacific.
And then he'll just have to select if he wants it. So yeah. So whatever party you are, just go ahead and put that in.
So once you do, once you get your party done, you pretty much done. You can just circle. Don't put an X. You gotta circle it inside the line. They show you that in one of these things that they put in your ballot envelopes of how to correctly do it. Do it with a black pen.
Or blue.
Oh, you in the blue?
It says that red. Blue or black pen.
It says blue or black pen. I didn't read it.
Also, if you're voting voting for the first time, get with somebody, get with some friends and family and stuff like that, and do like what we're doing now. Sit down over a meal and discuss it, read it like homework kind of like, and get a taste of what you want, because your votes do count. Your vote counts. And so if you and you can tell, you know, they're trying to make sure that you can get it to the post office, but your vote do count. And so when you sit down and talk to people and get the, you know, I got a lot of insights from her because I was sick and tired of the rioters at all, and then she brought some stuff to me and said, well, you know, because we got some stuff done because of that, but
spit it out. You can do it. Oh, she's such a bully.
I understand. Yeah, I'm tired of because the rioters are right now they're just they're making Black Lives Matter like a bad taste in people's mouths, and I'm just saying because their agenda is not the same, because like I said, now America is listening, and then say something. It's like if you say, I need something. If I'm going like the kids, mom, and you say finally, you say what? I ain't got nothing to say.
But
you
a lot of times they are. What happens to a lot, and I'm telling you, on my outside in, I don't watch a lot of news. Don't be coming at me like I'll be watching the news. I really do. Don't, because it's just too depressing for me, and I'm trying to live my best life. Don't be. You're not gonna be bullying me right now.
You
know what? You're not bullying me on my show.
Okay, go. Well, say it. You've been talking. You was like that one show over there.
And let me be.
And you rewinded.
Do you see what I'm talking about when I'm being bullied? Anyway, like I'm saying, there's a lot of times when people are rioting. Yes, it does go on and on and on, and it really gets ridiculous. But sometimes it's because the same thing is happening again. So it's another rewrite for what's happening now on who got killed again. And it's on live, and everybody's seeing, and the injustice is still happening with all the stuff. And now the police are fighting back, saying, well, you don't want us to have any money, so now this is what we're going to do. And a lot of stuff is like going back and forth. There's some good cops. I'm not banning the good cops. I'm not. There's some good cops, but there's some horrible cops too. Yeah. And we have to deal with that. And because you're saying you don't want their money, and either they're racist or they're angry or whatever, and they want to feel like Donald Trump to be able to say and do whatever they want to do, that's what's out there, regardless. And I think that's what a lot of people feel. There are people out there just doing it just to be doing it, because they're probably homeless and bored, and they finally get some free stuff to be able to sleep in. I don't know the purpose. I'm not out there.
Yeah, but
I'm not rioting, so I don't know.
My problem is when they had those the riots, when they had what irritates me is when they had the riots of the racials, like when the Ku Klux Klans and the what are the good old boys? I can't think of their whoever those people. I don't even know. All of a sudden, he didn't have nothing else to say. I'm like, oh yeah, they shouldn't do that. But then it's just not, like I said, it's not equal. It's not equal. It has never been equal, and that's what the people are trying to say. That's not equal. And I got sick and tired of hearing about the white privilege. I had a friend came over to my place of business and says, well, I'm going to exercise my white privilege. And I think she thought that was cute. I thought that was the most insensitive, degrading thing that she could have ever said. Like if it was like we went to Mexico, and one of my best and dearest friends went there, and she got a taste of what it felt like. She will never go to Mexico again. We went to this one store, and we always buying clothes and whatnot, and she sang with us, buying clothes with her. And so we get to the checkout stand, and the lady is checking us out and laughing and talking, and she checked out everybody, and my friend was right behind me. She passed and got somebody else, and till there was we had to wait till there was nobody left in the line, and then finally they got her. And so and she you could tell she got a little red, because that has never happened to her in America. She's never experienced that. And then the lady, she put her stuff there, and she said, the lady said $29.99, and my friend said, no, it was $9.99, and the lady said $29.99, and my friend pointed at the thing with the sign, said $9.99. Said no, $9.99. That lady went over there, took the sign off, came back. You remember $9.99?
No, I don't. Cause when we went, everybody left me.
Okay, $9.99. So she goes, well then I don't want it. The lady went over there, and so this time we went there. It was clear racism, but she had never experienced, and she hated to feel that way. And she goes, and I go, that's how what you're feeling is how it's because it wasn't fair. It was $9.99 for all of us, but it was $29.99 for you, or take it or leave it. Everybody got she hit me, she hit my other friend, she hit my friend, but when she got to your race, she went past you and got somebody else of a different race. And you didn't like that. And then when there was nobody else, you weren't even good enough to spend your money in her establishment. That's how you felt. Your money wasn't even good enough to spend over there. You were trying to help her economy, but your money wasn't even good enough, and that made you feel what? And her whole trip, she was quiet, solid. And then when she's kind of sketchy to say anything, because she didn't know if the next store would be the same type of way. And I said, that's how we feel constantly in the place that we call home. We call that
same
home.
one that was afraid of the kids in the bar too. Right?
No, it was no. That was somebody
got
I
a
might
whole
know. No,
whole
yeah.
bunch of
I got a lot.
friends.
Yeah. So some of my best friends were.
I can't do this. I'm just saying. The whole, and that's what I'm saying. It really needs to be turned around. Is we all need to be treated as one. You know, our color should not be nothing that we are. Nobody should be the same anyway. We're all unique people who we should be ourselves. I should never try to be anybody else or want to be anybody else. I should want to be myself and be happy regardless of, you know, my skin color or my size or my hair or anything like that. Just be happy of who I am. And I think America has taken that away, and they have really like made us feel horrible.
But I think it's getting stronger though, because the people.
Oh, it's a lot better now.
Yeah, the people that are like.
Because of the riots.
No.
It is.
No,
it really is.
No, it isn't.
It is.
No.
Because a lot of the people could not have sympathy or empathy with us because they were born and raised the way they thought and
you
believed.
haven't really watched the news lately. That's why I'm saying you don't know. So what you're saying now is what the first time you watch the news is when the first time when George Floyd got killed. That's when you watch.
No,
After that, you haven't watched it.
And
You haven't watched it, so you don't. So you really, what you're saying now is not. It's not adequate. I mean, it's not. No, you don't. No.
I know there's a lot of stuff, but
No,
I'm sorry.
no.
I'm sorry it did wake up a lot of people. You can say it didn't. It woke up a lot
The
of
first
people.
time it did, right now is this Portland, Oregon. Oregon in itself used to be the cleanest state in the whole U.S. of A. Cleanest state ever. It was green, beautiful roses. If there was stuff on the ground, it wasn't there long because you go blink and then you got it would be clean. You would not know. Somebody could be on Section 8, living right next to somebody that makes multi-million-dollars. Because there was no distinction. It was always together. Now, we're the land of the homeless. People come to our state to be homeless.
Yeah, because they're getting all the benefits.
Yeah, they get benefits. After they get benefits and they make our streets all messy, they go back over to somewhere else and they get kicked out. Then they come back
to get more benefits.
To get more benefits, but yet they throw the. I see people come and feed. They come with this big old thing that's right across from where I work, and they give nice meals. And right there, like right where you are, from their meal is a garbage can. Right there. And they're eating this meal. And some of them are appreciative. Some of them are truly appreciative. And some of them like, I don't like, what's this? And the nigga, boy, you ain't been eating. Just don't eat it. Don't sit there and ask somebody what it is. And you know what it is. It's rice or it's beans or it's something up there. But they're like, what is this? Like, you ungrateful. You ungrateful. What is this? You got the audacity. You don't have to eat. Leave it alone. Then, and I'm saying, then after they finish eating, or not eating, or whatever, they throw it on the ground. Garbage can right there. They throw it on the ground. We pay for a clean street, and I love them because when they throw it on the ground, they come and pick it up. Every time these people come to feed the hungry, this is a ministry. They come out there to feed the hungry, to make sure these people eat because they feel sorry because they're hungry. This other place comes and cleans out those porta potties that's over there. So they clean it all out really nice so that some people can go to the bathroom. Especially in the pandemic, there's no way you can't go to somebody established and say, can't use the restroom no more. That's like taboo. You can't do, if you can't go to the bathroom, you gotta rush home. I have to rush home if I need to go to the bathroom because there's nowhere that you can go to the bathroom anymore.
Yeah.
So they do all that kind of stuff. Here comes the homeless person.
Move.
Homeless person, or maybe not a homeless person, but just somebody that's whatever. Go in there, spray the bathroom right there, but they choose to miss that and hit number 2 all the way around there, and then I guess they want to do art, so they're like this
Because they're claiming it
yeah.
as their own.
So now the odor from that, the look from that, all of that from there, and here comes Oregon, sweet as pie, spray it all down again, and all that kind of stuff. They put in a tent.
What they got to do with you telling me no on me?
Huh? What I'm saying, you're mean. But
I so mean. I said that it has opened a lot of white people's eyes to see how we've been mistreated.
Oh, that's
and
what
you
I'm
said
saying.
no, you watched the news, and then you went on to how the homeless people ain't taking care of
No,
them.
I'm not saying just homeless. I'm just saying what you're seeing. Some of those people, what I'm trying to get to you is some of the homeless people really need that. Then there's some people are taking advantage of what's given to the homeless people and destroying it, and that's exactly what they're doing with the Black Lives Matter. There are some people out there with a real meaning, really want something to change, and there's some people out there just like free loot, free mischief. I'm gonna burn something.
But you can always get that when there's a riot. That's a here nor there. That's something you are not gonna ever not get if there's a riot. You're gonna get a riot where they're doing something to make a stand, but they are going to go there and tear up the place and get them some free computers and Louis Vuittons and stuff that so they can sell it.
Right.
You got those. Those gonna be regardless. That's like saying there's not gonna be. We want everybody to make peace, and there's not gonna be an evil person.
But
in the
now it's like again. It's just like I'm saying. What was some person? They would come up there talking about Black Lives Matter. The person they was throwing down and stuff, and the lady says, "I'm black." I'm black. Those people did.
I understand that,
That's
but
what I'm
to
saying.
me, I think people lose sight of the whole thing. There's gonna be negative people in any bunch. You know what I mean? Like when you talk about your Democrats and your Republicans, we can all sit here and vote for Democrats, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or we can all sit here and vote for Republicans. You're going to tell me there's not going to be any bad Republicans in there, even though a lot of them are standing for something good and positive?
Well, that's what it
Yeah,
is.
they are.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, so that's the same with a riot. I understand what you're saying about a riot, but I'm saying at the end of the day, it's some of the stuff is for a purpose.
If it's for the purpose.
But
If
everybody's not going to be for the purpose.
Well,
is
what I'm saying is not for the purpose now. Now you got people coming out there saying that we don't like, so we can do the same thing. We can shoot you just for. Well,
they were doing it anyway, just for the public side. So that does not fit the purpose for me on that. When people were doing it anyway, it's just I don't care what it is. You have people in every aspect of your life that's going to be either it's going to be a positive, but somebody's going to make it a negative when they come in there.
Absolutely.
Somebody in there, and if we hold on to it, like they always say, well, you're killing your own kind. Black people killing their own kind. Okay, done. White people killing their own kind. Mexicans, Italians, Hispanics.
Well, what I'm saying is like,
but because we're standing for something for Black lives, then we're talking about well, Black people killing themselves. Duh. And I'm an advocate of why the heck are we killing ourselves? It's stupid. For any race. Why are we? I'm a human. Yes, I'm Black. I love my race. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that I love my race. I do. I love it. I used to try to sunbathe just to get darker. I do. I love my race and have always loved my race. But as I love my race, I don't put down any other race, and I'm not there to offend any other race either. I have a right to love who I am.
Right.
But at the same time, if I want somebody to stand for me because I'm scared that my kids or my nephew or my children might get killed by a cop being pulled over, because that's where the conversation is, cops. It's not the conversation if Black people are killing Black people or any other race is killing any other race. Mine is the police is supposed to protect and serve. So if my daughter's in trouble and I can't get to her in time and there's millions of police officers around, I want to know that she's safe with that police officer. Not because of the color of her skin or his skin that my child might die from that.
Right, I agree with
and
that.
But that's what the riot is for. Now, other people come in there.
No, that's the protest for.
No, the riot is too.
No.
The riot, no, you can say that, but it is. The riot is too. Now, I'm not going to say every riot is. I'm saying there's people out there that are doing it for the wrong reason. But there's people out there that's saying, you know what? We done protested enough. We done did this. We don't have a Malcolm X. We don't have a Martin Luther King. We don't have any of those. So sometimes this is what we have to do. Because my thing is, stop. If you're a cop, stop. Hold each other accountable. Cops, stop being scared of cops. If you see a cop doing wrong, stop them. Stop being scared because you got the blue code. And the blue code is better than the red code and your skin color code and all. If a person is doing wrong, I think a cop should be held for that responsibility. And that's what people are fed up about. And we're not... I'm not saying be mad at all cops, and I'm going to just tell you.
I know that most of our family is cops.
But I don't like cops, and I have never liked cops. Whenever I ever needed them, they have never been there for me. Now, mind you, they ain't never shot me or killed me. So, I don't have the same animosity of people who got their kids killed or anything like that, but I have never liked cops. Yes, I love my family, but I know I'm going to be protected by them. But just a stranger cop? No, I don't know. I have never known, because anytime I needed them, they have never stepped up for me, ever.
Well, back in the day.
And that was back in the day.
No. Back when, in the day, we knew all of the policemen. We knew all of them. And the policemen knew us. Most of them. What I'm saying is, what happened is that you got a lot of these people that go off to school, learn, they're scared, they're prejudiced halfway, they come in there and then they're in blue. But they're like what?
But I'm saying they need to be trained.
That's true.
For race, so they need to have a great understanding and a training
with that.
Because I remember when I went to school, we have officer friendly.
Yeah.
And now I didn't know every cop, but of course I love me some officer friendly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So, but when you call, officer friendly didn't come. Officer friendly was only at the school. Officer friendly never came to my house.
When I step up program, we had officer friendly all the time.
Yes.
I did. They were all, they're the sweetest.
They were, and like I said, and I don't hold judgment on the ones that are doing their job. But every time,
but you
I
said
truly
just
did it.
No,
I said,
you said,
you
said that.
I did.
And that's
but I still, when I say I don't like none of them, I don't. Until you prove me that I can. But I'm not going to come out to you and disrespect you. When a cop comes to me just because I already have in my hand, I don't like it, I'm not rude care of my foster kids, or I needed you to, my child decided, oh, the one to run away. I'm not talking about, I'm saying when I truly needed a cop's help, their focus and concern was never to help me. And that's what I'm talking about. And it wasn't one. That's what I'm saying. There was more than one.
Yeah.
So and like I said, and let me explain this because I think people have this, and me and my husband used to argue about this when we first got married all the time. When I say I don't like all cops, it's because the ones that I needed did not help me. So I said that. So I don't come out disrespectful. I'm friendly and nice to anybody that comes to me. Now, when I find out that you was a rude cop or whatever, there's another check mark to who I don't like. I give everybody a fair chance. The reason I say I don't like them all, because I don't want to have in my head that I can go way too cop because I think, oh, he's going to be bad. And then I'm dead. I need help. And we too busy to help you. Go inside. But my life is threatened here. And you're telling me to get from this threatening part to go inside. But you have this gun. And you can take the threat away from me. You do not do that. Those are the ones I have issues. Mm-hmm. And that's in front of a police station. That's when you see 20 cops with shotguns in their hand and they don't help you.
I called that.
Those are what I'm saying. I'm not talking about, ooh, my foster kids acting up, come get them.
I had to take some people out of a hotel today, and I called the Portland police, and it wasn't, which they said it's a non-emergency, so they told me to call the non-emergency line, so I called that number, and I was on hold. But I listened to, if it's this, call this number. If it's that, call this number. If it's this, call that number. If it's this, 5 minutes later, that was still, if it's this, call that number. If it's that, call this number. And I was like saying, this is their political statement, which I understand, because, and then it did work out. It did work out on its own, but it's funny to me now because I think that they're making a stand because of the defund. I don't believe in defunding them either, but I think education.
All their money away from you.
Yeah, because that's all family. Well, family. Because I want to borrow some money from them.
All I'm saying, but my whole point is this. Like I said, it's like when you need somebody and they're not there for you, you just take it out on everybody. The difference from me taking it out on everybody is I'm not rude. I wasn't raised to be rude. You didn't ever allow me to be rude or disrespectful. So unless you be rude or disrespectful to me, I'm not going to just jump and be rude and disrespectful to you. But at the same time, I have never felt safe. Even before all this happened, I never felt safe to call the cops because when I needed them. I remember my neighbor upstairs, and she was white, so I thought I was really going to get somewhere with it. Her car got broken. They took the door off of her car. Mm-hmm. I called the police for her because her phone was off, so I called the police for her. Mm-hmm. And you know what they told me? Yeah. Oh, we can't help you today because it's going to be about 5 or 6 hours because so-and-so police got killed.
Yeah,
we all at the funeral.
Yeah.
So is this the time for me to be able to rob the bank? Is this the time for me to do crime because none of y'all gonna come to help? Yeah. Like literally, does that make sense?
Yeah.
That makes sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The reason why it makes sense today, like if you said so-and-so got chopped down, they would call a unit. But if somebody's door got broken into, they're just going to get a statement. They're not going to find nothing. That's pretty much an insurance thing. They're coming out and getting the police report is what you needed. So that was something that, it was kind of, it wasn't an emergency. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I understand that.
Because
we call them for
at
everything.
The funeral, and then what's so bad about it is that you see them like 30 minutes later, all these cars,
right.
All these with the funeral thing. I'm like, this is the perfect time. I can go to a corner store and rob them. You wouldn't be able to do that. You can, because they was all rolling past.
No,
they was all rolling past.
Yeah, I know, but you wouldn't have.
Yeah, you would.
You wouldn't have.
I called 911. I held on hold, and then after I got on hold, and I said that they couldn't do nothing because all the cops, they told you, all the cops helping them.
Do you know how many calls they get that's for no reason whatsoever that causes an emergency? A zillion.
So they pretty much screen the calls to see what.
Which is they do. Yeah, if it's like
so
something like that.
So like that, you call 911 because you got to stay in the hole for 10 minutes. Whoever gonna die because you don't stay in the hole for 10 minutes.
They ask you if it's life threatening.
No, it's not. It's 10 minutes. You call 911.
No, if you say if it's life threatening. Well, wait a minute. It all depends. Yeah.
What do you mean it was like that? How would you know it's life threatening unless you answer the phone?
Oh, well, I got somebody immediately, but then they said was ask me if it was life threatening.
No, I'm saying you on hold for 10 minutes.
Okay, you guys finished. This is a voting party, and you done went on. You guys done fell asleep.
They always fall asleep.
On stuff like that. Okay, just turn the page because the rest of that is.
We ain't got no page. You the one got the page.
No, I'm talking about on this.
Oh, we supposed to be done?
No, well, yeah, I said it's a Democratic Party. Let's go on to Measure 107.
Well, go to me. Let me finish. Democrat myself.
Yeah.
I need my glasses.
So,
You can't see.
okay, measure number 107. They don't want you to talk.
You are rude. Intro from the video.
Yeah, no, hold on. Hello?
Why is it over here?
You need your glasses?
For what reason?
Yeah, and scan call.
Oh yes. Okay, yes I did. And I sent that right back. Yeah.
You can just see a lot.
Yes, I did.
On my phone, though.
Yes, I did.
How about in high school?
Sure. Oh no, thank you.
Oh, thank you. You are so very welcome. Hang up. She didn't want to talk to you anymore.
Okay, so amended constitution.
Okay, so you don't went, and we haven't done anything with our state offices,
Well, because we're
like our Supreme Court, our
that's yeah.
state jury,
Well, there's only one person, so I mean,
what about the judge for the 4th district?
that's Adrian and Rabbit. Yeah, we can get.
I don't know any of these people.
Okay. You want to go down? Oh,
You all trying to get to the next page? You still on the first page.
yeah, because you were off way on a tangent. Or maybe that's probably why nobody does a voting party, because it's gonna be an all-day party because you get into.
Because you need to understand, and you need to.
No.
Because regardless of anything, there's your opinion should count.
Absolutely.
And so people just want to understand, and sometimes people take you want to understand something as a negative, and it's not. It's like, I need a clear understanding because this is what I hear to see. And if you watch more of the, the debates and all that, you know more information. But I still need, you know how you still need information? That's how I am. I'm one of those people that still need information, but it seems like I'm going against you. But it's because I need more information. It's not to be rude or anything. It's just, I need more information. I'm not dumb or blind to what goes on. It's just that, why am I doing whatever I'm doing?
Right. I want to go into the measures right now.
And she's going to go into the measures.
Okay, so 107.
107.
Okay.
Okay.
There's some, okay. Okay, amended constitution. Allow laws limiting political campaign contributions and expenditures, requiring disclosures of political campaign contributions and expenditures, and then requiring political campaigns advertisement to identify who paid them, which is pretty much what they're doing. I agree with this commercial. I'm such and such, that kind of stuff. So, result of yes allows laws created by the legislative assembly, local governments, or voters that limit contributions and expenditures made to influence an elections. So it's just trying to say if you go there, you can only do a certain amount, and it limits. If you had like a flood of money and you could just run the ads all of the time to get more exposure, that's not fair to somebody that doesn't have enough money to do that. So like your other parties that's not on television that you said, yeah, well you never see them because they don't have enough. It costs money to do all that.
I know.
So
and I just think it's just.
No vote retains current law. So whatever the Constitution does not allow the laws delimiting campaign expenditures. Law limiting contributions are allowed in the text of the law, does not target expressions. So you can, if you do yes, it limits. No, it doesn't limit. So whatever you want to do. on that one.
Okay, I don't. Yeah, yes, limit, no limit.
Yeah, you say, it gives people the same playing field. If you have $10,000, and that's the max that you can use for. I'm just saying that's the max you can use. But it means that if you, right now where it is whoever can do whatever they want to do.
Okay.
So do you want to hear the arguments?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. No retains current laws. Okay, yes. Vote allows, creates. Oh, this is the same thing it says. Oh, same thing that does it. What is it? Text measure. I just explained. Okay. Means the so it amends the Constitution to put a limit to it instead of having it stay the same. Limit contests made in connection with the political campaign to influence the outcome of any election. So it keeps voting yes keeps a fair
fight,
a fair playing field. So,
yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, now 108.
108. So I'm letting you know we're having this party to make sure that I vote. So if you didn't understand why we're having this voting party, is to make sure that I vote. I feel I'll have this ballot the next year. Just tell you.
So have you ever voted before?
No. Oh, do you want to know why?
No,
Okay.
I just asked.
No, but I never voted before, you guys. When I was younger, I didn't think about it. When I got older and I started seeing things totally different, I didn't feel like my vote counted. Just being honest. The only reason I'm voting now is because hopefully it counts. I don't know.
Desperate time, desperate measures.
Huh?
Desperate time, desperate measures.
You guys can do that because I've never thought. I've always thought that, and I'm gonna be honest, that like people who in jail, their rights are taking the vote, right? So I'm like, why is their right to taking the vote? They're still citizens of this world, right? If they went to jail, they paid the crime, right? So they should still be able to vote. So for you not to vote, I think they take their votes and vote for whoever they want to win. And nobody told me this. This is something I just came up in my head and thought about. Like, why are there people in America that cannot vote, and we are citizens of America, regardless if we do a crime or whatever? We still should have rights. I mean, we still gotta live in America when we're free, right? If I went to prison and I came free, I still gotta live here, right? So you saying I can't vote on?
Yeah.
So I think they steal my votes. Now I really don't believe President Trump was supposed to be president, but I think they stole the votes. So that's why I did not vote. Now I'm not saying I'm right. I could be completely wrong. That's just how I vote.
Okay, measure 108. Number 1. Increase cigarettes and cigar taxes. Establish tax on e-cigarettes and nicotine vaping devices. Fund health programs. So what they're saying is that if you vote yes, they increase the cigarette tax by $2 per pack. Increase cap on cigar taxes to $1 per cigar. Establish tax on nicotine inhalants delivery systems such as e-cigarettes and vaping products. Fund health programs. Approve other provisions. Now, if you vote no, retains the current law. Cigarettes are taxed at current rate of $1.33 per pack. Tax on cigars is capped at 50 cents per cigar. Nicotine inhalants delivery systems such as e-cigarettes and vaping products remain untaxed. So what they want to do is they give people the e-cigarettes and got everybody hooked on them. And now they say, let's tax it.
That's why they made weed. That's why they made weed legal. We should have never not been legal, but it was illegal for whatever reason.
Right.
It should never have been, but it was. And now they want money on it, and they're gonna lie and tell us it's going for health.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna say.
They're saying
yeah,
go for the health.
Yeah, so they say if you want to do, they're gonna raise the taxes. Now I don't smoke, and I don't know anybody that does.
I know a lot of people.
Well, yeah, I do know. I know people that do smoke, but
I say raise it because they need to stop smoking.
Well, no, but my thing is,
I do.
Yeah.
It's killing them. I'd rather you be mad at me and be alive than be dead.
And that's what they want. But they invented the vapor.
I know they took the vapor in the register and it's killing people.
Right.
They gave it back to them again?
No, they're saying that now they want to put tax on it.
So they gave it back to them.
Yeah, so now they want to, it's like the cigarettes. Here, smoke. Oh, you hooked? It's killing you? Well, now we're going to tax it. Because now you're hooked on it, so now we tax it. And then we're going to use some of it for rehabilitation. So that we can now, some of the money that we give you for smoking, there's your patch. But wait a minute. Wait, there's more.
Oh, no.
Here's a vapor. Here's one of the, you were
Tastes
smoking.
like cotton candy, huh?
Like cotton candy. Ooh, this is good. I like this better than cigarette. You good? Yeah.
That's kind of hurt.
Yeah. So I think there's one in here about mushrooms in a minute when we get to it. And like I said,
we can't eat mushrooms no more.
No, there's a hallucinogenic mushrooms that
to get high.
Yeah, to get high. Well, they've been getting high for a long time. Now they're saying we want to introduce it just to adults only. Like marijuana was only in the privacy of your own home. You can't walk down the street without getting high.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, I'm like,
contact high.
Yeah, contact high. Now even the kids getting there because there's gummies around. People leaving their oils around.
I know what you mean.
So you get high for no reason. And you were like, I'm still high for no reason.
No reason whatsoever.
And so now, but they're talking about it wasn't going to be. It's just going to be for medicinal purposes and just you can have it in your own home. The minute they said they were smoking, they smoke while you talking to you.
Smoke because I just feel like it's going to kill my lungs. Because that's how I was raised. Not by you. How about you? But you know, when I went to school back in the day, they gave us pamphlets every day about how it's gonna kill you. Cigarettes kill you. Cigarettes kill you. Tobacco kills you. It kills you. Every day I got tobacco gonna kill you. Woo! So I'm gonna just tell you, I just never wanted to. And then I tried. What was it? We did a play and I tried the CBD pen thing. You won't even choke because you're not inhaling. You won't even choke. I choked for a good 10 minutes. I choked. You ain't got to never worry about me smoking. That's what stopped me from smoking. When I was younger, so you guys know, kids, your auntie, your mama tried to smoke back in the day. She was always buying her a pack of cigarettes. And I was fake inhaling. And then they called me and said, you're not even inhaling. I inhaled one time and I choked. My eyes got watered. I ain't never smoked again. I ain't even buy a pack because I didn't ever want to accidentally inhale. Don't do it.
Oh, that's a 109.
Don't do it.
109 is about the mushrooms.
Did we finish 109?
Yeah, you have to vote which one. If you want them to,
Oh, you can vote for multiple?
Huh?
Can you vote for multiple?
No, you have to say yes or no.
Yeah, yes or no. But then you for the cigarette. But now there's mushroom. They want to know about the mushrooms right now. So this one, and I love this one. This one is this nice school-looking teacher comes up there and says, "These mushrooms are very only for people that are adults, people that only they're doctors. You got it for somebody with a stethoscope, and they will only be the one that will be using those mushrooms next couple of years." We need a patch for the mushrooms. So should we tax the mushrooms? So and people had problems with this mushroom. But anyway, here it says allows manufacturers to deliver and administer these mushrooms at a supervised licensed facility, like crack house. Only them can. I'm just saying that. You know, like the one. Yeah. You got people with no bra, no underwear on, helping these mushrooms along for. Yeah, no, just kidding.
So where's the mushrooms? Are they naturally grown?
Yeah. But then if they're gonna take them and then make them into a form for people that have some type of problem, and then they're gonna they want to go ahead and retain current law which prohibits manufacturing, delivering, possession of these mushrooms. So they're gonna make the mushrooms legal, but only for adults. Nobody else can take them.
Well,
Oh, so
Go ahead.
I didn't know the mushrooms is illegal if they
It
grow.
is illegal. Yeah, you can't have no mushrooms. You can't take those.
If they
mushrooms.
grow?
I mean, you can, yeah, but
it's like a similar realm of weed though. It's like
Again,
Yeah.
I never said we shouldn't. Just because I don't smoke weed does not mean I don't think it should be legal. It's grown.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Because we sure can have cigarettes, and that's
well,
that's something they created to kill us.
Well, I wouldn't be against. I wouldn't be against it.
That's what I'm saying. They
well,
created.
that's it. Well, you can still have it, but what they're saying is that vote. If you don't vote, so you can vote yes, or you can vote no. Vote no retains the current law which prohibits manufacturing and delivering and possession of these mushrooms. So you can't have mushrooms. I mean, it's against the law. But if you say yes to it,
So if I grow mushrooms,
well, only you
It's
have
not
to
the
be.
same.
what's the name of the mushroom? So I know.
I can't really. Cyclocalyptum,
I think they call them magic mushrooms.
yeah, they're magic mushrooms. And they supervise, license, and impose 2 years development period. Creates enforcement, taxation systems, advisory board, administration funds. So then they'll throw money at those mushrooms to get them out there for the people. Only adults only. Only adults can have those mushrooms, and that's it. And then they'll be.
Does it make us crazy?
No, it's something that will. What does the mushrooms do to you? And is
There's
it kind of like
there-
hallucinogens?
Look at that.
It's not primarily for that. Like
It's for people that have like.
yeah, it helps you. There's a lot of like
Yeah.
actual benefits to it.
But
There's
my
no-
problem, my problem was, isn't that those benefits still available for people that's under care, or they because if you and I can get a mushroom, that doctor can get a mushroom, right?
I'm just saying.
It's a similar to how weed was when it first.
But I mean, but my thing is, we all knew weed didn't hurt nobody.
Mhm.
We all knew that.
Mushrooms are in the same
It
realm.
is the
So it's the same thing. So it's a natural thing that can heal us
For-
whatever issue we got.
It's more. A lot of people say it helps them think in a new aspect, like help their life.
It helps
Like
your
you
life.
can see you can see what you're doing wrong. Like you can see what's wrong in your life when you take
So
mushrooms.
you just high.
Yeah, you high, you can see what's wrong in your life. Like you might be subconsciously doing this, or you wondering why this is happening.
But now you know why.
Yeah. Like
Where
it's
am I
people around.
floating? I know now that I'm floating.
They call,
As
you
I
said they
move.
call magic mushrooms or shrooms are an informal group of fungi that contains all them stuff. Well, look at all them stuff that you say.
Professional here.
Well, tell me. Go ahead. Biological generation, concentrate, mushroom.
It's containing psilocybin mushrooms include Copelandia, Gymnopilus, Inocebi. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it provides. I don't know what any of that provides and what it means, but
And so this says, so the measurement says effectuous and help to get as much as known as mushy, meaning from the philosopher.
so is this telling me that I want to get it legal, or just so that they can sell it and put taxes on it for me and buy it?
Yeah, only for the adults.
Medicinal.
Yeah. Well,
Weed is only for adults. I mean, all the kids are smoking it, but weed is for only adults.
well, that's what they're saying that they want you to do. They can manufacture it, and because it's a hallucinogenic. I knew it was a hallucinogenic. So but they're only going to give it to they're only going to is out there, and it's only going to give it to adults that really need it under care. So the people that like the same like cocaine, only adults and people under care. Like crack, and people under care. Matter of fact, when I walked down the street one time, I saw people mixing them some medicinal heroin or whatever they're doing in their
But it
arm.
wasn't taxed.
No, it wasn't taxed.
Then it's not legal.
And then
It
well,
has to be taxed for it to be legal.
well, it was there, and they were adults only, and they had the thing. They were by my car, and I was like, oh, I So I'm going, oh my gosh, and they were. I was like, oh my gosh, but they were adults, and it was only.
Oh my goodness.
But it's not natural.
I don't know. So anyway.
All I know is things that's on this earth that grows naturally. I don't know how do you ban that, but you don't ban the stuff that you make. You know what I mean?
Well,
you don't ban cigarettes and
no,
vape pills and all that. You don't ban. No, they've not been banned. They have the cigarettes, alcohol legal, everything legal.
Alcohol wasn't legal, was it?
Back in the day.
Yeah, now
marijuana should be legal.
Well, so anyway, yes, you can vote yes if you want the mushrooms. You can
I
vote.
just don't want them to tax me on my mushroom if I have it in my backyard.
It's not.
It's not that kind. You're gonna have to.
How do you get the mushroom if it's not in your backyard?
They're gonna manufacture it and sell it to you.
And I manufacture mine and put it in the backyard.
No, you can't do that. You can only get it from them so they can treat it like this. And then next year, they're gonna have a patch for them because you done got hooked on the mushroom. And now somebody up there fall off the cliff because they hallucinated off the mushroom.
So yes for the mushroom, no for not.
Yeah.
Those are your choices.
Those are the ones.
If you want it manufactured and get taxes on it, you say yes. If you don't, you say no.
Only adults get to use the mushroom.
Are they gonna sell it at the weed store?
I don't know. They might have their own little store.
A mushroom store?
Yeah,
There's only one mushroom in it.
If you pay for it, they're gonna manufacture. Probably have a gummy mushroom.
It should be at the weed store.
Vapor mushroom. I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you though,
I don't know.
I've seen the mushroom for real, because the only time I've seen the mushroom is on TV, and they look dry.
Well,
You ain't seen any in the backyard or anything?
Y'all keep telling me.
But you guys, you gotta be on. They know what kind of mushroom, because some of the mushrooms are poisonous, but the ones that make you see
oh my
things.
God, there's poisonous mushrooms.
But
Yes.
but
You didn't know that?
Oh my God.
No, I just eat mushrooms. I
Oh,
go
I
to the
forgot.
store
You're
and
sitting with them city girls.
She's one of those. Okay, that's good.
I seen mushrooms. I grew up here.
You want to know?
Anyway, vote
she's
which
never-
one of you guys want
Did
for
you
the
vote which
mushroom.
one you wanted?
Yeah,
I'm going yes to the mushroom.
Okay,
You
yes
gonna
for
say
the
yes?
mushroom.
I'm
Yes
Are
for
you
the
going yes for the mushroom?
They're
So
getting the
I'll be
mushroom.
in the line going yes for the mushroom. I'm
Right.
not telling y'all my mind. Y'all might laugh at me.
No, you want the mushroom. And then next week, you guys gonna send for the badge for the mushroom. So you're
We're
gonna say,
gonna tax the
oh,
mushroom.
you're gonna tax the mushroom. Well, they're gonna tax it now because they said they want some. They're gonna say you can have the mushroom. There's that little.
Ooh, 1 10 is marijuana, y'all. Whoa.
Okay, here we go.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so provide statewide
I'm gonna have to
addiction.
check you.
Wait a minute. This is. Did I say this or not? Provide statewide addiction and recovery services.
What?
For marijuana taxes, partially financed, reclassified possession penalty for specialized drugs. Now, yes vote provides addiction recovery center services.
No vote.
Wait a minute. Marijuana taxes partially finances, reduces revenue for other purposes. Well, get used to that because you voted yes for your mushroom, you're going to have this recovery from your mushroom.
Natural selection.
If they give it to you, they're going to, the next year, you hooked now. So now they got to give you
now
a
they want
patch.
So on 110, they want to know if we want the recovery services.
Yeah, okay, so no vote requires addiction recovery center services to retain current marijuana tax revenue using maintains current classification penalty for possession of drugs. Okay, so the yes vote says reclassify possessions of specified drugs, reducing penalty required by adults. So like, okay, why are you laughing at me? Because I'm not making sense.
No, you're not.
I know.
So what does
I'm
yes
gonna say-
mean and what no mean?
I'm gonna say it in a minute. I'm gonna put it in there
Shoot.
because it is too little for me to
I
say.
thought yes meant we want clinics to heal you, and no meant no.
No,
we don't want
because
clinics to
the
heal
people
you.
are in jail now for
I think
a
they should
joint.
go out.
Yeah, because now it's illegal.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
How are we in
Um,
jail for something that's legal now?
Because it's illegal.
But it should have never been illegal.
But you're doing
You know
it
why
when
it
it's
was illegal?
But you know.
It was
but you know
illegal
it's
because of Mexicans.
What?
Wow,
Yep.
that was not racist at all.
Yeah, but it was illegal
Where the-
because of Mexicans. Because they wanted to make us look like Mexicans were violent about something. And they go, what makes them the Mexican violent? They smoke weed. It was only history on the Netflix thing. But then they forced me to watch. I can't even think of the show. They were showing all the stuff of why marijuana became illegal. It was because of it, right now, because of the voting, and they wanted to make people scared of the Mexicans. And because the Mexicans were partying, having a good time, chilling and doing their thing, smoking their weed and stuff, probably like everybody else. But they were like, "It's the drugs. Drugs is doing it," and that's how marijuana became illegal. Because it should have became illegal, so it grows naturally. Isn't it sad? Well, Netflix teaches you some stuff.
Okay, so if you're going for the yes
I mean,
vote,
that's
it
like
says,
America in general. though.
Oregon has a destructive revolving door for people with drug addictions, detox, sometimes while in jail, back out and using, arrest and in trouble again. The cycle continues. With no support and very little drug treatment and support services available to help people find a way out. And as bad as it is across the state, here in southern Oregon, it is even worse. Across the Rogue Valley, thousands are desperate for treatment and nowhere to turn. So they're saying, why are you laughing?
Desperate for treatment in Oregon.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
I mean,
Go ahead.
There's all this wanting to set up addiction and all this and solve it, but those people they find what they doing right now. I mean, like for the ones that I see,
I need help.
and during our time downtown, we talked to a lot of people that were just fine being in that circumstance.
Yeah.
They tell you about it. I'm on crack and I'm back.
Oh, that sounds like Pops.
That wasn't Pops, that was Snotty.
Oh.
That was Snotty McSnotty, right? Yeah.
Wow.
That's his name, I call him Snotty.
I know, but it wasn't his name.
Because we worked downtown with the homeless people, and they came and they were very protective and over us.
Oh, I
They
love
loved
that.
us.
Yeah, I love that.
We loved them too.
Oh, yeah, so yeah, there's.
But I did give them nicknames.
Okay, so anyway, so you want to do a yes? Okay, so no says. Okay, no. Okay, well then no then.
You know what? How did you get on my phone?
Okay, because it said no. Okay, rejects requirement addictions recovery center. So no says requires addiction recovery symptom services retain. So to retain what we have right now.
No.
And have the current classification that we deal with now. And then these people are saying to go in favor, to put more money into recovery. Now they're already in drugs, they're messing with all this marijuana and stuff, and they don't have nowhere to turn. And we legalized everything, and now they're really messed up. Now they have nowhere to turn, so let's put some money in it to help them and get a marijuana patch.
You know what? I don't want another patch. Patch Elia.
Or classify it as this, but so whatever you want, you can read some more. You want to see what the
no.
Does it say specifically marijuana though?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I would say no to that. If there was a way for it to be targeted towards
Heroin and crack. They talking about heroin and crack.
No,
they got that.
No, they're coming for the not heroin yet. It's the mushrooms now.
Yeah.
The mushrooms are
They
coming
don't
in.
care about the heroin, the crack, or the meth.
Well, heroin now
about the
is only
mustard.
for adults though.
Only for
So
adults,
you get the
You
hallucinogenics
can't
just
grow
for
it in your
the
backyard.
for only no
you know
just
people are
only.
going to be. People are already doing it.
Well, yeah, well,
It's already
but they don't,
Illegally.
but they have not.
It's not
taxed
illegal
it.
because it's a plant.
It's not
You
taxed.
can't stop a plant from growing.
Oh my God, she goes off into a left field tangent and strong with it. Like she
I'm not
really.
gonna let you keep.
No,
bullying
she
me.
does. Okay, come on, let's go.
You got one behind the bullying.
Vote.
I did.
Okay.
I've been voted.
Okay.
Well, you still reading? It
Uh-huh.
said.
I know. I had that in my thing. You needed that patch. And there are 14 pages about this.
So this one is bonds to expand, renovate, construct library branches, facility, increase safety.
Okay, so bonds
I
to
heard.
expand.
I got an ad for that.
Huh?
You got
I got an ad for
To
that.
construct library, yeah,
The
they
library.
yeah. I even got a whatchamacallit for that. Yeah, to save the library.
Yeah.
Shall the county expand and modernize, rebuild acquired land for library facilities? So it's issuing 387, yeah, in general obligation bonds with oversight audits. So they're gonna say, I'm gonna give you this money, but I'm gonna audit and make sure that you're doing the right thing. I don't want you to have a yacht. I don't want you to have a library on it. Okay, and if the bonds are approved, they will be payable from taxes on property. Okay. Hell to the no. Okay, but you want what you want to. So what they're saying is that this is a nice way of saying that they're going to raise property tax. And they just told me that they're just going to put it in the library that we can't sit in because of the pandemic right now.
The biggest problem I see, what more is there to do to the libraries?
They're gonna make
barely going right now, so what
they're gonna make it nice and pretty and stuff. Just like they said they're gonna fix the roads, and then when it came down to election, then you saw that extra line.
They fix our roads every 5 seconds, especially down the street.
No, there was a line. Now there's a line where you cannot park there, but that came.
I know they took away our 2-way street and made it a 1-way street. Oh, that irritates me. So now we got this big old spot. You can't park 2 or 3 cars. There's just one car can go here, one car. It's stupid. Yeah. But libraries, I mean, I know they're doing new things now where they're doing tech stuff. So if you ever wanted to learn how to build a robot or do 3D printing, you can go to a library for that. But that's only in certain libraries, and it's not one of the big libraries.
But the bonds are approved, but they will be payable from taxes on property or property ownerships that are not subject to the limits of section 11 and 11B. So they will, for the house taxes and all that kind of stuff, they're going to take from there and raise those taxes for the library. And that's what I'm saying. I'm a homeowner, so I'm like, hell to the no. I'm about that. You done tax. You tricked me that one time.
No.
You tricked me that one time, that last time, and then when I got my, what? Who voted for that? But I'm saying, no, hell to. Yeah, now, and because the libraries I go in right now, they look very nice. They got books in there. People download on that. It's gonna be obsolete in the first time because it's on your phone. I got a library on your phone. You can read on your phone. You can do all that kind of stuff.
They listen to the book now.
Yeah, they listen to the book, and so now you got a pretty to go by. Well, probably be living. I'll get me a tent and live by the library. That's me. But no, people.
It's tax free.
Okay, establish tuition preschool programs, higher earning income tax funding. Should county establish tuition free preschool for all programs with new 1.5 to 3.8% tax on income above threshold? So should tuition for preschool be free on your income tax? Read, you pay do it on your income tax.
I'll say yes.
Okay.
I gotta pay attention.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
All right.
So yeah.
So yes, if I want to pay taxes, or no, if I want to pay taxes.
It's just gonna be only with a new 1.5 to 3.8% tax.
Is it yes? I'm paying taxes on this preschool. Or
yeah.
No?
Oh yeah. If you want.
I don't want to pay taxes on preschool.
Okay. Well then vote. No.
That's a yes for me.
Okay.
Right.
That's the next. Yes.
Tuition free preschool.
Preschool is free.
Tuition free.
You pay because they sure ain't going to the daycare that's watching your kids in preschool.
Okay.
Preschool is free, and
Okay.
then your kids most likely ain't gonna be involved anyway, because then you gotta probably when you first born, when they in your woman's stomach is when you gotta apply for preschool.
Restore recreation program parks, nature, water through 5-year levy. So, question says, shall Portland protect, restore recreation programs, parks, nature, clean water, 5-year operating levies, which is an 80 cents per 1,000 assessed value beginning 2021, so next year. This measure may cause property tax to increase more than 3%. So just say if you want it, or no, if you want your property tax. There we go.
Yes, I want that.
Okay, you want that? Yeah. Okay.
You said yes.
He said yes. He wants that because he wants.
He wants to pay his property taxes.
Well, he wants to. When you go down to the park, you want to see that waterfall. Well, right now we got a pandemic, so you can't go.
Yeah,
and we got 4
sit
years.
outside and just look at it.
Yeah. Well, you will be outside with the property tax because you ain't campaigning for the house, so you will be outside right there. Yeah, you tell those park that look, I paid for this. I paid for this.
I paid to sit in this park right here, my property tax. that's already high. I put more money on it just for you.
This is
We
okay.
talking about cheapskate here. I'm just letting y'all know who we talking about.
Okay. Amend charters, authorize new independent community police oversight board. So shall charter be amended to authorize a new independent community police oversight board to investigate complaints against police, Portland police imposed discipline. So what they're saying, should they have like an independent people, like you guys are police, and this independent company comes in there and investigate if you did the right thing, instead of having the way it is now, the police chief looks at it and goes, oh yeah, you did right, okay, I see what it is. Because sometimes people don't want to, it's just like an audit. It has somebody independently coming over there to say, no, I think you could have handled this differently, or yes, you did the right thing. So it's not the police doing it for the police, but it's another independent party coming in and saying, and looking over and saying, yeah, you did the right thing. Yeah, I would have did the same thing, or no, I think you could have handled it different, blah, blah, blah.
Towards the police?
Uh-huh.
But what is it taken out of?
Huh? It's nothing taken, it's just gonna have,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I don't see where it says they're gonna take it somewhere. If I get a bill,
Yeah, that's
I'll
what
be
I'm
like
saying.
this.
That sounds like a bill.
It says, charter, be
Yeah,
amended
bill
to,
because they gotta pay them.
That's
yeah, but it's out of their own funds.
Whose funds?
Police funds,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
out
They ain't
there.
got no fund. Everybody voting their funds out.
No, not everybody's doing that. To authorize new independent, this is to, amended to authorize new independent community police oversight board to
Who's
investigate.
the community police?
Community.
Our community, I don't know about that.
It's just like,
Wow.
The police officers,
That's-
I
yeah,
know.
just say police officers, that's all it is. This is your community, and so when you call the police, oh,
I told you every time I call the police, I don't get no help.
well now you get an independent board. No,
To not help me.
yes,
That's it.
yeah. Okay. Authorize new water funds spending addressing land use. Okay, shall charters allow water funds to finance incidental public uses of certain water bureau lands and explicitly authorize these uses. So,
Okay, so all right. What do they mean? Like,
water funds to finance incidental public. I'm gonna say, cause that's what I'm saying, there's water funds that
that's
we
not
deal
in the
with.
book.
Oh, it is in the book.
I was like,
Let's look in the book.
let's look in the book. We got 2 more questions, and then we get to flip back over to these other ones.
No, we're done. Now we're done, and you got the those. Yeah, we're
she
done.
is So unfair.
No, I'm not.
How you gonna interrupt the voting party and we didn't vote on
Because
it
we're done.
correctly?
We're almost done. Everything else, those are something that each other parties can do on their own. So we're not gonna deal with that. And I got to deal with this
Everybody
one.
should just do it together.
Everybody, well, I don't know.
No.
Do it, Eli.
This time.
Do it. Do it.
See,
All right,
this
all
is
right.
what we're talking about.
Alright.
Well,
I
let's
gotta
do
be
it.
say, come on.
Yeah.
You gotta get it. You gotta roll with your body. So there you go. Ah,
Oh, you're rolling.
Don't humor her. She's the one that choked you.
That's
You're right.
love.
Beat you down. No.
You the one turning on me every time you call. Yeah, you ain't gonna never find a lie. You don't answer your call. You don't know.
You gave him the wrong number.
To what?
To my phone.
How did I get the wrong number when you gave it to me to get to him?
No.
That's good.
You had the wrong number.
Okay, so
No, you gave the wrong number. How you blame
I don't know.
me?
'Cause-
Bully.
Okay, so excuse me. Okay, so excuse me. I know. Yeah, notice how.
Since he was sitting next to you,
Yes.
you got the cop. You
No,
got the
but
pop orange.
and then when I called, he said, I'm not catching that again. He went like this. And when I go to work, people do that too. They're like, oh gosh. But it's not the one that I got.
No, we had this call for years. And funny
The
because
water is funded by water service rate payers and used only to pay costs for providing water services. A judge recently found that the city charter does not authorize the city council to spend water funds money on any uses of water bureau's land not necessarily retained to provide running water service to residents. Okay, let me read that again because I didn't get
I don't know
that.
what you said.
The judge recently found that the city charter does not authorize city councils to spend water fund money on any uses of water bureau's land not necessarily retained to providing water services to residents. Measure would amend the charter to state explicitly that the council may spend water funds money. Everybody's just trying to spend some money right now. They saw everybody broke. Money on general public incidental uses undefined for the water bureau. Okay, land other than the Bull Run waterized closure area. Measures would allow council to raise water rates to pay the cost to create by such incidental uses. Oh, so they're gonna raise your water bill. Okay, that's what it's gonna do.
All that for no, just no.
They're gonna raise your. Oh, okay. Well, they're gonna do that because they knew that they couldn't do that, so now they can do that. Okay. Include neighborhood green spaces, so they can use water for other things. So they'll have, they need to use.
It rains
water.
enough.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, especially in Oregon, huh?
Yeah, it rains enough.
Okay. And fund traffic safety treatment improvement program. Safety transit improvement. Okay, so what does this say? Should Metro fund road transit safety improvement, bridge repair, transportation programs by establishing tax on certain employers? Okay, that's one I was seeing. They had a zillion of pieces of money and they have never used, and every time they use it for everything but that. And now they want to say, should they tax the employer so that they can fix your streets and bridges and stuff? So, I'm just saying, that they're supposed to be doing that anyway. And they have a zillion, you should read this, they have a zillion pieces of money that they always tax into, and then they want to keep saying, we don't have enough money. Everybody broke right now, though. So anyway, that was our voting party. You see, it gets kind of heated. Everybody has their own preference, but people vote the way they want to vote. However you want to vote. If you thought yes on some and no on some, everybody has their arguments for what reason they want to vote, but that's your right. That's your given right. People have died for you to have this right. And just like what Lenora had said, there's people in jail that don't get to vote, but yet they're still citizens. They should be able to vote because they're still citizens, no matter what they've done. They're paying for their crime. And a lot of them is in there because of the marijuana that we're now trying to say that they need some help for, and we got a patch for it. And then they're going to give people some mushrooms that they're going to go into jail, and they're going to need to have some mushroom clinical thing because only adults need mushrooms. So, some of the stuff we put on ourselves, and then we look at them and say now they need help, and it's like they said, they're going in and out, but yet we on the ballot, we got some more. Marijuana ain't doing it. Let's give them some a mushroom, and we just gonna pay on the tax over it, and then we can help them. We can help them get better after they go hit on it. But that's me. But some people know that there's some people out there with that are schizophrenics that those mushrooms do really help. There are some things that are medically reasons, but like I said, why can't the doctor? If I can get a mushroom, why can't the doctor get a mushroom to help those people?
And it's natural.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I have a problem with is a lot of stuff like marijuana helps things naturally and stuff like that. And I understand, like, I remember going to the dentist not that long ago and they almost broke my jaw. And then they just gave me some funky low grade Vicodin with some ibuprofen. And My job to this day gets numb. It's hard for me to eat for a long period of time and chew food for a long period of time because of my job. And I had to end up getting edible.
Yeah, she had to. She had to get an
I
edible.
did because the pain.
Because there was the pain. She
I
had to
was
get
pain,
the
so I had to
edible.
get an edible.
It was the thing. Now, folks.
Ooh, but I would go to sleep because if I stayed up, that'd be a whole different conversation.
Okay, you guys. Now I want you guys to finish after you finish voting.
I have a lot more to go because
Yes,
we didn't
I
have
need
to
to.
talk about people.
Okay, and then we can do the rest of the stuff on your own. Put it in your envelope, and then you need to put your name, sign your name. Make sure to put you on in the secret thing, and I'll take it and put it into the ballot box tomorrow. And we have done. You have done your civil duty of voting. And it was fun because you got to eat. We have the kids
I
here.
know it was fun. I got beat up with a patch.
And the
Yeah,
kids,
that's
and
talked
there's
about.
some really good insights. Except for, little girl, you never said nothing. You didn't have to say something. This is your country too. Who would you have voted for? Okay.
Well, Eli voted for Papa Peach Orange.
Papa Peach.
Yeah.
He voted Orange. Papa Orange.
You want Papa Orange?
Yes.
No. No.
Yes.
No, and wait a minute, and don't get mad at people that I see people are yelling and screaming and hollering at each other because they voting for somebody if they believe in that vote, let them vote.
Because I think a lot of times people have that thing because they go, if you pick a Papa Orange, that you are racist.
No, that's
And
not
but
true.
but that's what
Yeah.
people did. I had to actually sit back and think because I wouldn't like support Wendy's because Wendy's was supporting Papa Orange.
Yeah.
I wasn't supporting certain people because they were taking it as racism. But I don't even know if Papa Orange is racist and he's just ignorant.
Well,
Yeah.
He's crazy and ignorant.
and a lot of people paint it to where if
A lot of
Like
the
a-
peer pressure too.
yeah, like they paint it as like the Democratic Party is black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not black if you don't vote for the Democratic Party.
But I don't. Nobody's ever had it like this, where
No.
we want to ban supporting these companies that are supporting
No.
the president. We never had it.
No.
You have your two presidents and they fight and that's it. But never, you know what? Wendy's and what was that? Chick-fil-A and all of them was supporting Papa Orange, so da 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 da, and then they get wrong.
No.
And then they stop. And I was one of them. I'm not gonna lie, I was one, and I was like, it's not about racism.
We see a lot of stuff.
Papa Orange is crazy, and he's just vocal with his craziness, and we want to shun him for being crazy. But he has every right to be crazy. And not crazy like, need to be in a mental home crazy. Just his thought process on a lot of stuff would go like this. Excuse me. And sometimes I don't even think he wants to follow through on it, but he said, I said it publicly, and I'm going to do it publicly. Because I got an amen choir over here, and I think he disagrees with it because of his amen choir. That's what I think. But you gotta pick who you got. 4 people to choose. 4 people to choose from. You got your Republican, you got your Democrat, you got it's 5. You got your Libertarians, you got your Pacific Green, and your Progressive. And I'm gonna tell you, as I've never voted, and this is my first time ever voting, I never heard of these other 3. But then there's a blank person, so I can really put my name down there and vote for
That's an
myself.
independent, right?
Well, you got the independent, but there's a lot. Yeah, you have to have a lot of money to go through there.
Why do I have a lot of money to go through there? That's what I said.
I would vote for that act for it to be equal.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, I did too.
Cause you don't ever hear any other party.
You don't.
And
I
it's
think
because they
if
don't
they're
have
a
the
party
funding.
and they're on here, that we have a right to hear them. They should be at all the debates and stuff like that. They should be there too. Right. They might not get put out as many commercials because they don't have enough funds for that, but they should be able to be at the debates. They should be there. They should be able to have those conversations. And I feel like they don't have those. They didn't get to have that.
You don't even see them. So it's
Like I never even knew those
invisible.
other parties. I'm just telling you, I'm being honest, and I am too old not to know this. But
I honestly thought it was just between the 2 parties. I never knew about these other parties.
me either.
I thought there was only 4. I didn't know there was a 5th one.
I
The
didn't.
Pacific,
How you
whatever.
know more than I know?
I don't know. I dabble politics a little bit.
You dabble in
Oh,
politics?
okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
you might be our next president.
No, not for me. That's it.
You never know. You might be. I'm sure when Obama was younger, he didn't think even when Trump. I'm sure when he was playing and Demolition Derby. He didn't know that he was gonna be president, but
You never know.
he's president.
If you into politics, you might be the one in there. You'll start off being something like a mayor, something like that, and then just go into the big league.
But like I said, yeah, and yeah, people have gotten so crazy now. You don't vote like me, because I guess that's why they say don't talk about politics or religion, because it can be in a really big fight and stuff like that. But people should be free to think and vote and like whoever they want to. That's why we got the voting process. If you don't like this, then vote for that. If you don't, and you have the right to do
But how
so.
do you know if the voting actually changes?
What do you mean?
How do you know, like, if your vote is really being counted?
It is. It's being counted.
How do you know? You saying it is, but how do you know?
Oh, okay. Here, go ahead. You can check right here to see if yours says get yours and see I voted and see if it got counted right there. There you go. There you go.
It is not
Because a lot of
answered by
people
question.
think because of the electoral votes. So there's 500 and some odd things electoral votes, and I think like Biden has like 280 some, which is a slight like he is kind of like in the head right now. But anything can go, anything, right? Because some of the
with the last election, he didn't win.
who
Trump didn't win in votes.
no, well.
Or was
Yeah,
it the other way around?
No, he did win. Well,
I remember it.
they were talking about with the electoral votes. Are you talking about that? Yeah.
That was like a factor in it.
Yeah. And they said there's 500 of them, and then that's I don't know how they're, but
And
there's
then they always
200
have
some
the
other.
states, like, this state is, within these 6 states who's gonna win. See, that's why I'd be like, well,
It doesn't really, yeah.
it doesn't
It-
make sense to me.
it's
And that's what I'm saying. You
confusing.
just saying, yeah, it is, but
'Cause they say
everybody
this is-
says it vote
They
that
say
your
this
vote
is a
counts.
blue state,
but-
red state.
Yeah, we're a blue
Yeah.
state.
Yeah,
Because we're
But it
different.
says, but I'm just saying, it says all the time. You
So
know?
is New York,
Is that
but
how
even
they-
some of the red states are turning blue, only because I feel like that because I was thinking when I was looking at sometimes with the Democratic Party, with the Republican Party, there are some of their values that I hold dear to as well, but and some of the laws that got changed was because of the Republican Party, but it is who's in office right now that I don't trust right now. So some of the things like sometimes he'll go. He's just dogmatic. I mean, he's and a lot of people like him for that. Let's go left. Boom. Then we're gonna go left, and if you go along, it wasn't me that said we were gonna go left. It was them that said go left, and I said we wasn't going to go left. And even he said, well, yeah, I lied. Yeah, I told that lie. You knew I lied when I said that. And people were like, oh, but he's so honest. But there's a lot of things that he stood for that was really good, and he just said it just to say it. He didn't really do it. And
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, for people who are out there like me, who do not understand the voting thing, I guess that's what it is. Because I don't understand how my vote counts when
it does.
It's it only goes off of certain states. Like these states are the ones that matter. Like the California's a big one that matters. The so and so is a big state that matters. So and so is a big state that matters. So why, if I'm in a state that doesn't matter, why is it important for me to vote? Because
your vote does count. For that state, your vote does count. It adds up to that. So if you don't vote, then the majority of the votes from all those other people that voted counts.
Is that how they do it though? Is it by state?
They talk about the major states
So
that vote, the
like
major states,
some of
that vote, because they'll tell you like, ooh, so and so, we're waiting on so and so. That's gonna tell us. As still votes are still rolling in,
So,
they already said, oh, President so and so is the president. They still got votes coming in, but because these major states said they voted, they go, oh, but by 98% or 99%, you won. But these other little votes that came in was basically irrelevant.
So would it matter though? Like on the, like how do they factor it individually or as a whole, as the state whole?
Well, your individual vote for the state. So like, we have how many? We got in Portland, what 2 point so and so million people in Portland. So if all of them vote in just Portland, where is it? Oregon? Is it Oregon? I can't remember how many things. So this is everybody votes, which not everybody votes. Then it factors in there. But if you got like Texas, which is a big state. When they got what 12, or California, we got 12 million. Yeah, when they do that, our little, if they 12 million to our little, let's say 1 million, of course, yeah, but it comes in there. But it still counts. So if it's close, your vote counts. Every vote counts. And that what people really want people not to do is have that. They want you to have that mentality.
But that's what I'm
don't
saying,
vote because it don't
but
matter.
my thing is you gotta explain. You can't just say every vote counts when the question is how do we know our votes count when they already could predict
Democratic and
by the thing of event. Regardless, it say I don't know who's the state. So say Oregon was one of those small states that and here we waiting on us. Nobody cares about us because California or New York or Atlanta or any of those other bigger states.
But let's say Oregon did, but when it comes in, they say, okay, yeah, well, they do a projection. Okay, so we got this much Democrats, we have so many people here. So let's say a million votes comes in there, but he's already winning by X amount of times. Well, even if everybody here votes, comes over there, if most of America was voting that way, yeah, you can see it that way. But let's say if it's not, let's say it was really close, they're going to wait for your state to come in. Then they'll say, well, Oregon hasn't came in, and a lot of those big states started in September voting because their things was opened in September. Ours wasn't open until October 14th. That's when we got our voter things. That's when we get to vote. But some people went in on October 7th. Some people got to vote September 29th. Those votes are already in and already calculating, and those are the things that's going in there.
I'm just saying this is the whole point is they be like, let's see this state, okay, this state, but it's never like, it's not all 50 states, it's just 10 states that they're worried about. Like,
so do the bigger states get their voters things first, or
some of them do? Yeah, there's some of the ones that there was a thing that I saw where it's, and you can go online and see who got the vote. Some of the states will tell you that September 29th or whatever they got the vote. The ballots came in on the 7th because we were like, when is ours coming in? When is ours coming in? And Oregon wasn't getting their ballots until the 14th. So
is there a reason why they do it that way?
I guess just really just for easiness, is getting some of that stuff ready to count because everything closes November 3rd. So after November 3rd, you don't want to be stuck with all of that. That's a lot of vote.
Yeah.
1, 2. That's a lot of 3.
Well,
four,
I'm gonna
open and all that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna say thank you to Papa Orange because Papa Orange is really making it a way for everybody to vote.
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah,
a
lot of people.
People are really voting because Papa Orange is in there. So I give them thanks. A lot of, including myself, I wouldn't be voting. I still, and even though we talked about it and stuff, I still don't get it. It's not clicking because, like I said, they already have their 10 or 15 states that they're looking at, or 20 states that they're looking at to vote. And I know you saying our state counts or whatever, but in each state, I mean, regardless if our state is blue or if our state is red or whatever the case may be, our state still might say 1.8 million blue to 9,
Papa
9
Orange wrote to you personally. Papa Orange wrote to you personally.
He wouldn't like me.
No,
Papa Orange wouldn't like me. But I'm just saying.
Because he didn't invite you over for his breakfast or dinner or whatever. I don't think they didn't have
Little Orange.
Did they have lunch or not? I think he just talked to him. He just had him over there.
I didn't go. I was talking about when Papa Orange got the cocktail. He didn't call Little Orange and say, "Do you want a cocktail? You have Corona. You want a little cocktail?" But he did not offer it to him. Sometimes it was very rude and disrespectful. But I talked to Little Orange about it.
Yeah, I can't even cough around him. He's not a little orange.
Oh no, he knows why I call him orange. He's not gonna argue with me because he knows. But he knows why he's orange. But my thing is, I'm just saying, the reason I say that is because there are people that are like me
Yeah, I
who
know,
don't
I
believe
know.
in voting. There are so many of us out there, and my thing is, I want you to be able to change my mind, just like I want you to be able to change their mind to at least vote. You know what I mean? Because I think it was a waste of time. I still in my head have it's the people in prison that you still in their votes to put those big places into making sure you win.
Well, yeah, my question would be towards that. Like you said, because you're saying it's like the state, right? Like it would be state. So say you have 5 people, you know, at least 2 of them are not gonna vote. Say one is voting Democrat and the 2 are voting Republican. How does your one little vote actually matter towards the whole thing?
Your vote counts. Your vote counts
So your
for
individual vote
your
still goes
individual.
towards
Yeah,
How?
your individual vote goes into the state voting. So when they say, when you see the percentage in Oregon, so many percent voted for Biden, so many percent voted for Trump.
Yeah.
Your vote was in that one of those percentage.
Yeah.
It's just like yeah.
But none of it hasn't even came through yet. That's
No,
what I'm saying.
no. They're doing a projection.
And then they already say that person's the president, and it's true that person's already a president. They already announced it, and the votes are still rolling in.
Yeah, and then
Well-
what there was one president. They said, oh, they won, and then the votes came in and it overthrown. I can't remember. Let's see who that was.
But
Let's see who
my
that
question
was.
would be though,
Yeah.
is it do they take the whole state or is it
Yeah,
just by
they take the whole state.
it's by the whole state?
Yeah, all the votes that came in. All of this is for Oregon.
So-
yeah.
So
That's what that
say
one
there's a
individual that doesn't make sense. It's not clicking because you're saying it's the whole state, but it's that one individual. But my whole state
yeah,
is I'm not the whole state. I'm one person.
I could see her point there. Because
What do you mean?
So okay, let's just do an easy number of 10.
Okay.
So the whole state is full of 10 people.
Yeah.
So 5 went to Democrats,
Yeah.
3 went to Republicans,
Yeah.
and the other 2 went to these other 3 people.
Uh-huh.
So they would go, oh, this state went for Democrats.
Right.
That is as a whole, even though 3 of us went to Republicans.
Right,
and
because
2
you got outvoted. Just like if we
So
say
you-
right
so you
here,
get
just like
outvoted.
said, we're here,
Mhm.
and we say, and this our votes count.
Mhm.
How many for Democrats? Everybody raise their
Okay.
hand. How many for Republicans? Just as like one person says yeah, well then it's Democrats, because our votes there. Now if we didn't vote, and we said, oh well, I don't think it's count. How many for Republicans? He won, because
So-
we didn't vote. So he won.
That makes sense.
it
So
makes sense.
he won.
The problem I still have is
But yeah,
at the end of the thing, and they're still, you can see the numbers rolling. And they'll go, oh, so-and-so was president. Because I remember watching
you also
it
said
when
that-
Obama was president.
right.
They said he won, and numbers were still rolling in of who was winning. And I'm like, well, he already won. Why are we looking at these rest of the numbers rolling in?
And
Because it didn't matter anymore. You already announced he was president.
and then sometimes that don't always hold true.
But what-
Okay,
I
because
never
they
seen
thought
it.
about that's what they thought about with Hillary and Trump. They was like, and Trump was saying, hey, we're gonna ask for a recount because I don't believe it. Then when he said he won, no, never mind. No, I think it was fair. Yeah, it's fair. But that's what I'm saying. But yeah, but if you don't vote, yeah, whoever's voting, that vote counts for that state.
But yeah, I could see that, but at the same time, it's like if you live in a state like ours where there's so many, like imagine being a Republican here, your vote really wouldn't have that big of an
Yeah,
impact.
yeah. Matter of fact, they're well, of course not here. That's
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
right now, but in others times that has happened because we're known as a Democratic, a blue state.
Yeah, we're known.
When we're known as a blue state because that's pretty much how we vote. We every time they come, we always vote that way.
Mhm.
But what can happen, because now I hear a lot of even though we're Democratic state, I've heard some of my closest friends are voting for Trump, and I was like, yeah, because they like Trump for whatever reason, blah 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 blah, and so they'll probably vote like that. So what I'm saying to people that are they're Democrats and stuff like that, because there's a lot of things that we're hearing from the religious sector. They're saying vote the Bible, and I'm saying I agree with that, but
I have always said that, and I have never understood how you vote the Bible.
Well, because
ain't nobody Christian up there talking about vote the Bible. I mean, literally.
Doesn't make sense.
So, and everybody views Christianity so totally different.
And you shouldn't put religion into it.
well, it is. It's important to have religion. Yes, it is.
In a sense like that.
But what they're saying is because
You can never vote.
no, I understand what they're saying, but to me, some of the things that like Trump is doing is kind of like he fumbled onto that. It's not like they're saying like as he's vote the Bible because he is a Christian and stuff like that. Well, no, I think that he probably does know, but when you're a Christian, you don't do 2 Timothy. You don't say 2 Timothy. You say 2 Timothy. I mean, some of the things that you already know. But like I said, the Pharisees and the Sadducees killed Jesus. So some of the religious leaders are engrossed in a lot of stuff, and what we need to do, like equality inside our state, togetherness inside our state. A lot of you're picking this and this and this, but the whole you're forgetting the elephant in the room. Where why can't America, like all other countries, let's be a cohesive nation, one people under God, one nation, not this one and we're fighting to be free and we fighting to have equality, we fighting this and we fight one nation so that we can be a powerful nation where I can say we all are together.
But how do you do that biblically? You can't.
It's not.
Because it's very impossible to vote biblically. I know people could get mad at me or whatever, but there's some things in Democrats that I would agree with biblically, and then there's some things I wouldn't agree with biblically. There's certain things I would agree with biblically on the Republicans, and certain things I wouldn't agree with the Republicans. Really, you go with whatever the most fits you. Whatever fits you the most. Because people put you down because you agree with abortion. Well, that's here nor there. Well, that's not biblical that you agree with abortion. There's plenty of people out here having sex without marriage. Period. There's people that's rape. There's people that's all kinds of stuff. You don't know why somebody's getting it, but again, you can't say one sin and act like the other sins ain't in here either.
I know.
So that's what I'm saying. You can't do it biblically because there's no way to do it biblically. You can't.
I know.
So I think it's irrelevant to say biblically, do it biblically, No, you got to do what best fits you of which you agree. If you agree with the Republicans here, you go with the Republicans here. You agree with the Democrats here. Me, I'm going to go with whatever fits me. I'm not going to go and say I'm a Democrat or I'm a Republican. Whatever fits me at the time of what president is there is what I'm going with because I need what fits me.
That's what a lot of people do.
Yeah, I believe
that's what a lot of people do. Like that's like a lot of Republicans are saying, you know what? I'm normally a Republican, but right now we don't have a Republican in the mix right now. All we have right now is Trump. So I'm not going to be a Republican so I'm going to vote Democrat and hope that we can shift the world back where it's supposed to be. Because like I said, that's where they want it to be. But it's up there like that. So
I know, but that's all I like to do is tell you what I feel, and those are my emotions. And as I said, I hate when people want to put biblical stuff in there when you can't, because not one party is fully going to be 100% with your biblical whatever. So you got to do what majority fits for you, not what majority of the world feels, but what majority fits for you as a Democrat, a Republican, a greenery, a libertarian, a progressive, all that. You got to do what's important to you at that moment if you believe in voting, if you vote. Now, I really, even though I'm not an advocate of voting, I would like to see my vote actually count.
Well, you're doing a good job. That's why I want to make sure that's how everybody.
If you don't believe in voting, vote
Do
this
it now.
time and check
Have
it
a
out.
party.
See.
Have a party and have people that you
and
don't.
talk about it. And
that don't
be
usually
afraid
vote,
to argue
vote.
about it. And don't let people like Linda bully you into thinking what you need to think.
I know. I did not tell nobody.
No, but you were me and you were bullying me and telling me how I didn't make sense of no stupid. Someone's hurt, crying. See her emoji.
She's the advocate for the mushroom.
Drama queen.
Bullies.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us at our night.
How you gonna close out on my channel? You are not bullying me on my channel. You don't even have to close out. A league
So
close
it's
out
time
and
to
treated us.
sing and
What is that?
it's a careful net.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
She went from one orange to another. I don't even know.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, hi y'all. Love you guys. Thank you for watching. We had our voting party. We got to vote. I have to finish up my voting because, you know, we got crazy people over here bullying me. And I see that. I got abused by her. She done hit my shoulder.
Give her
If I wasn't black, you would see that it should be like reddish purple.
No.
It's like a tattoo now on me that she done hit me so many times. But I do thank you for joining us and watching our show on the voting party. We wanted to live stream because we really wanted to hear you guys' opinion and your advice and stuff like that, what you thought. Because voting is something that's hard for everybody, and everybody has their reason. And again, we don't want to bully anybody into voting. We don't want to make you, but we do believe it's very important that you're voting this year. And as Linda says, our vote counts, so we're going to check it out and see how great our vote counts in everybody's city and state. So make sure you get your ballots. If you don't, how can they do it if they didn't get their ballot? Can they call?
Yeah. Yes. Please. If you haven't gotten your ballots by the 28th, then you want to call the Voter Centers Express. And they're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to
And that's
5 p.m.
Pacific Standard Time.
Right,
So
and that's
check what yours is.
503-988-VOTE.
And that's here in Oregon, Portland, Oregon.
Mhm.
So find it in your city and state, whatever way that is, for you to get your ballot. And they still have places where you can vote in the buildings and stuff.
No, we just I don't think they have those anymore. You can only do that, and then you drop it off at the library. This is the library. It's on their ballot here.
So go to the library and pick up your vote.
And your nearest
Okay.
library ballot, and it's 24 hours. You just drop it in, they come and get it for you.
There you go.
Or you can drop it in the mail. It doesn't make any difference. It's free. You don't have to put a stamp on it. It's free.
It's free.
So again, that's 503-988-VOTE. That's 8683. That's if you don't get your ballot, so that you can vote. And that's it. Now you can, if you need to update your voter information, call that number. You need questions or get answers, that's fine. You go ahead and call that number as well. It's also elections at multco.us. That's elections at, if you want to do it online, MULT co.us.
And this again is in Portland, Oregon. Because I know she's talking to y'all like y'all here in our state. So a lot of you guys are not. I don't think I have any followers from Portland. But if I do this, she gave you all the information for Portland. If not, check out your library or your county's thing and then be able to look it up that way. You can Google your information and find out where your ballots or the phone numbers and stuff like that as well. We want to make sure you're able to vote. I hope our topics helped you. If you ever wanted to figure out if your vote counts, if it matters, should you vote, should you not vote, who should you vote for, all those things. I think it's something that you should read and research and figure out who is the best for you. Not who's the best, and over here they like the Democrats, or you scared to hit Republican because the Democrats, or vice versa. Pick who you feel is best for you. Okay? So before we end, I would love for you to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Hit that bell notification to let you know when I pop up. Of course, I need you to give that thumbs up, comment below. Of course, and I want you to share my video with everybody because I love you and I know you love me too. And remember to love and live each day as if it were your last. Smooches!
Bye.